So I've been playing the Cleveland RTX 6 wedges for about 3.5 months now, and in this video I'm going to share with you my thoughts on these wedges, tell you a little bit more about the design, and hopefully give you a good idea of whether or not these should be the next wedges in your bag. So let's start off talking about the looks and overall design of the club and what's going on there. So right away, you'll notice that the Cleveland RTX 6 wedges are a really nice traditional style of golf club with a little bit of a modern touch to them. They have this milled and textured face for increased and consistent spin, which they're calling hydro-zip grooves, which are laser milled angled lines in the face to kind of help with those wet conditions and keep the spin up. The wedges that I've been using have this nice satin finish to them, but they also come in a black finish and a raw finish. And one of the new grind options that they offer is the Low Plus grind, which adds 2 degrees of bounce for more shot versatility around the greens and a little bit of added forgiveness on those turf interactions. I also really like this chrome band that goes around the outside of the club on the back. I think that's a really nice touch. One big change you'll notice from the previous generation of RTX wedges is that the sole is now more evenly spread out as far as the weighting. On the RTX Zipcore wedges, the weighting kind of came to a bulge in the back and now it's more evenly spread out. This should help with off-centered hits, enhancing those heel and toe strikes so you won't be losing as much spin and distance. Now with the hydro-zip grooves that they did put on the face, I didn't particularly notice any changes in wet conditions as far as the performance of spin, but I also don't tend to play too often in wet conditions because I'm kind of a wuss. But in general, it did seem pretty consistent with spin from multiple shots around the green. Now I spent a pretty significant amount of time hitting different shots around the greens and at the practice range. Plenty of good shots, bad shots, some holy crap I want to throw up shots, to sign me up for the PGA Tour, Tiger Woods is now my dad shots. And overall, these wedges are fantastic. From a feel perspective, I think they nailed the feedback that you get from the face of the club, because you can tell acoustically and just from the vibrations pretty clearly where you've hit the face, whether you've struck it well or you haven't. But it's not so harsh that it comes off as clicky. You still get that muted, soft, crisp sound that you really want from a premium wedge. Through the turf, especially with that Low Plus grind that I have with the added 2 degrees of bounce, they felt really good. They were smooth, clean, and didn't really tend to dig into the ground much. The only times I noticed a lot of digging is when it was super wet and squishy, which no wedge is gonna save you from. I mentioned acoustically that they sound really nice and they give you that feedback as far as where in the face you're hitting it. It's never unpleasant if you hit it in the wrong spot. You have a little bit more of a click sound, but you instantly know exactly where you've hit it, which is incredibly important in a club, especially if you're trying to get better. I'll wrap up my final thoughts starting with the cost. Now, each wedge is going to run you about $170, which for a premium wedge, that's about standard. In my opinion, most wedges should be, $20, $30 cheaper than that, but I don't control the market and I don't have a say. Is it worth the price? Yeah, I would say that it's absolutely worth the price. You're paying for a premium wedge, which means you're going to get the performance, you're going to get the feel and the sound that come with it. And not to mention that the looks behind the ball are very confidence inspiring, which when you're looking down at your ball, you want to feel good about the club that you have in your hand. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. I don't think that there's anything about this club to dislike. If there's anything that I would change, it would just be the color that I got. I don't really think from a design standpoint that there's really anything that I would do differently about this wedge. Thank you all for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe down below and help the channel grow. Hope you all had a great day, and I will catch you in the next one.